I start the video, right? See all them eating. They didn't make too big of a mess out here, considering. That was laying out here on the ground. It's still got some in it. They emptied up the chunks I threw back in there that were laying out here yesterday. Yeah. Oh, that's where I was going to go. I knew I was going somewhere. It's all just wet. We were supposed to have the same load this morning that we had yesterday morning. But you know, they lied yesterday morning, and instead of being 38 degrees, it ended up being 31 degrees. It had been that way for a while because everything was frozen. And last night when I went to bed, it was 34 degrees, and I was seriously considering coming out and shutting a couple of hydrants off. Hey, look, there I am, Shadow Man. I didn't have to. It's 39 degrees this morning, so it warmed up. Kind of crazy, eh? Maybe I should have waited till today to fire. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. I can see it. It's right there. I had that plugged in yesterday because... Oh, probably can't see it on the camera. The next top two bales in the end section I wanted to get down. And I tried with skid steer a few days ago. But a skid steer stabbing in that high sometimes just doesn't like to do it. Especially if the bales are wet. And you know, the face of those bales are slightly soaked. So I fed with the skid steer yesterday and then turned around and fired that thing up just to move 4 bales. Good morning, Wally. I've been doing that all morning too, coughing and sputtering. Good morning, cowboy. Yo, cowboy. Morning, bud. Good morning, steers. Oh, I'll get the rest of the way up here. Oh, yeah. Trying not to feed off this much, but if Becky or Ty ends up feeding back here, that's where it comes from if there's nothing, so. And not that I feel like digging them up, but I gotta dig them up. I don't want to go too far, or it's hard to feed him. Well, something else I gotta do so I finish feeding back here. Anyway, we'll see what today brings. We're supposed to have Blakely and mortgage driver Bobby, his little boy Wesley, who's not so little. Everything I hear is the boy eats the grown man's meal, and he's younger than Blakely. If you look at his daddy, honestly, I don't know how tall Bobby is. 6'3", 6'4", guessing. But Bobby's a big boy. And I'm sure Wesley's going to be a big boy too. Yeah, I know you're hungry, huh? You want breakfast? Yeah? Okay, then I'll give you breakfast. Hey, look, there's my shadow again, but damn, I got taller. I'm like 80 feet tall. So, Becky cleans house for some people right up in there on the hill. Brooke called Becky a little bit ago and says, hey, there's a house fire up there. It isn't them. One of their neighbors. So Becky got on pulse point so she could listen to the call. The closest fire station to there is Midway. We're 1 mile from it. And we're maybe 3 miles tops, the way the road winds up to get up there. So they're no more than 4 miles from it. The next closest, which anymore is the same district because Tualatin Valley has engulfed almost everything, is Newburgh. We are 10 miles from them. They are at least 8 miles, maybe 10 miles the way that they would have to get there. You'll absolutely love this. 5 minutes before I just started this clip, Newberg engine was already there, already checking stuff out. It ended up being a chimney fire. And people, if your house is burning, don't leave all your doors open when you leave. They told dispatch, oh yeah, the alarms are going off. We left, we opened all the doors and all the windows we could. Unless you're trying to get the place to burn down, shut stuff up. Let the fire department open things up to ventilate when they get there. Otherwise, you can really go poof. And their chimney was glowing when they got outside and saw it. Okay, tells me they got a chimney fire. Chimney fires, when they get that hot, will extend into the attic, extend into the roof, possibly into the walls, depending on how your chimney goes. At any rate, the engine from Midway literally just got there. You're 4 miles away. The next closest is a minimum of 8 miles, probably more like 10, honestly. And you can't get there in a timely fashion. That's kind of like, field fire across the road here, or the one that was just down the road, or the bigger one this last year that was on the other road down there. They're bringing rigs from 20 miles away. You're 2 miles away, and you're still the last ones there. I don't get it. I mean, when it was a volunteer station, middle of the night, everybody's in bed. Within 2 minutes of the call, the engine was on the road. I'm a mile from it. Next closest guy was 3/4 of a mile from it. He was straight back here, and he just had to go out his driveway. And I had to go down the road, and then I was there. No, anyway, I don't get it. I really don't. Not knocking most of the paid guys, but it just seems like they got to take their time to do anything. And it seems like half the time they go the wrong direction, especially around here. Yeah, there's my rant. Told you Wesley was a big boy.
He's 30 months old. And Brooke Blake just turned 19.
Becky can't even talk today. Yeah. 19 months old, 13 months old. He's taller than she is.
And now weighs her.
What?
13 months old? No, he's 13 months old.
You two figure it out.
Yes,
Okay.
but we're not the end of January. He was born the end of November. It's like,
Anyway,
are you having a bad
told
day,
you he's a
Wesley?
big boy.
No, he's been like this time. He was up.
Boss Lady Blakely came down to check on everybody. Don't you fall over backward into a pile. Becky and Ty brought Blakely and Wesley down so Ty could check Minnie. She got a couple squirts of nasty stuff out of the one side. Then it cleared up, so stuffed some stuff back in her. And hopefully it'll be done with. And she's walking good now, so we're going to bring her back down here where there's hay in the feeder, because I didn't want to get another little bale out just to feed her up there for one feeding. Boom. Okay, get up. There you go. Careful. No, Blakely wants to go in and pet Minnie. I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet. And we got red fenced in.
Blake, you want a pet? Here, Blake, you
See,
want a pet
Wesley.
Minnie? Here, you want a pet Minnie?
Hurry up, you're going to do it.
We gotta move, Minnie.
We already got a minute of watching you walk around in the pen.
You see pet Minnie move?
And he's like, kids.
No, she just wants her butt scratched.
True.
Pet her. Yeah, can you pet her? Just pet Minnie Moo. Can you give her a hug? Give her a hug. You want to help me move her? Yeah. Move?
Yeah.
We move her
Wanna
down there?
move her? Okay.
Okay, you ready? Okay, step up, Minnie.
take her pinky out first.
Say step up.
Tell Minnie to go down in the other pen.
Yeah.
She's gonna trip in there.
Watch out the poop. Okay, you're gonna tell her, go, girl.
Say go, Minnie. Go. Say go. Good job. Want to grab the gate? Grab the gate. Shut the gate. Shut it all the way, Mike. Keep pushing it.
She's already played with the gate and shut it
Push
and
it,
opened
push
it.
it, push it. Look, push it. Push it. Good job.
Okay, she can stay in here for another couple of days. Bad thing is she's gonna be a real bitch when we put her back out in general population, because she always is. but
No, come
Auntie,
here.
I wanted to go around and see
Come
her
here.
face.
Come here.
Well, that's the cover for where the light was by the basement door. Happen to have that paint. Happens to be close enough, I hope. And for the upstairs on the deck, got extension boxes, and that's about the angle I got to cut it on. I'm not going to quite get there. This is 1.5 inches thick, and the angle that the soffit's on is, I got it in 4 inches is 1.25 inches. So I'm not going to quite make it there because I got to leave that. It's going to be close. It'll work. Pain in the butt. And the other end, I'm assuming, is the same way. The only reason I'm doing that is so I can actually get the light to be level and point the direction I want it. If I were to point it out to the driveway toward the shop direction, it would be fine on this corner because it's level that way. But unfortunately, the other end is the opposite direction, and those lights aren't going to shine as appropriately if they're sitting like this. So, yeah, just got to figure how I'm going to cut that and then glue it back together. And since they're going to hang down, there's that can of paint. There ain't much left in it, but there's enough for those. So I got this one figured out. If I get rid of that cover, I can figure the other one out. I love making this one-off stuff. I hemmed and hawed and shook my head and scratched my butt, and I just could not come up with a good way to cut this and crimp it and mount the same way. And the boxes in those soffits are old plastic boxes. They're kind of like Bakelite, that style plastic. And if memory serves, they have a metal bracket riveted to them that is nailed onto the rafter, joist, whatever. So the one at this end of the house, it's pretty solid. The one at the other end, well, it's pretty loose, and there's no way you can get in and tighten it. So if I did mount the way these are made to be mounted, it would sit there and it would just go boom, instead of sitting level. So I'm going to pop a corner in each hole in each corner, you know what I meant, right? And just screw it into the soffit. That will hold it. And that's it. Partial roll of tape. That's how I got my line. There's enough meat there. It leaves that there. I'm going to weld that on. I thought it was sitting level. It was sitting level earlier. Close to it. Anyway. Yeah, the rest of the slug's on that piece. Put the piece of slug back in there to fill that hole. And, I guess both of them. I guess I got to find both slugs. Anyway, I'm going to notch it there so that screw has some place to go when it tightens. Weld it on. Clean it up a little bit. Throw some paint on it. And hopefully it doesn't warp all to hell when I weld it. That's what I'm hoping. Well, puppies need to run around a little bit, right? Walked out of the shop, turned my back, Bandit showed up. He didn't come back with me like he was supposed to. So I was gonna get the remote and I was gonna give him a little vibrate or a little noise, and I gave him a little noise. He was standing there peeing. So okay, you guys probably need to come out and go potty. Just finished making the other bracket for the other light. I don't know which one came out better, but the damn paint's not drying. Usually, I don't have too much trouble drying paint by the furnace in there, and usually dry to the touch to where you can gently handle it in a few hours. First one I made had about 4 hours to dry. It was painted long before lunch. It ain't dry enough to grab a hold of yet. Even the piece we got to cover the hole up there, it was dry enough to poke screws in the hole and bring it up here, and then I realized, duh, it's made to go into the box screws, and these screw holes are wider, so I either have to drill new holes in it or get some long screws and go back to the box, which I probably have screws in there that'll do it. It looks like I can get to both holes, so that might be what I do. We will find out. And that's when we'll find out how close the paint is, too. In the meantime, let these little buttheads pick on the old dogs. And Ty already went home. Wesley's a little handful. Not in his normal setting and not with his normal people, and definitely a handful. Well, it's that time. And they were a little closer, but not much. You gonna come see me? Yeah? You can see this side. You can see yourself. My finger out. Huh? No? 451 got a little closer than she is to the camera, to my face. And she was the distance she is from the camera to her from my face earlier. And Lou showed up late for dinner, so he's complaining. Becky got the lights down today, all put away, and I'm gonna come back and feed them a little bit of hay tonight. Go figure. Anyway, sure wish that paint would dry. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Maybe I can get that stuff done, but tomorrow I gotta go to the back cracker, and we gotta go to the attorney. So, yay. Just what I want to do. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Not that I had much to show today. I sure wish those lights were up, but, Becky did a Costco order for what it costs to have them bring it out. You can't screw around and go run around the store and get it yourself and come home for that, so she spent a little money. Wasn't that long ago, it would have been about $300, and it was over $700. Yay! Yeah, yay! What do you think? She don't think much about it. Anyway, they want me to feed them. And yes, she did just touch my butt. Hopefully the video didn't flip over. If so, the last part you're standing on your head. So, hope your hump day was well. Hope everybody has a great Thursday. Thanks for watching, everybody.